I love my movie room, but I am going to say space is getting a little tight. This whole thing was filled. We have all of over here. I've got tons and tons of steel books and everything like that. Space is getting a little tight at this point. I'm trying to be more selective with purchasing at this point as well. So one of the things I was looking at doing, we started doing today, is I'm going to consolidate some stuff. In the end, this is my collection. I want it to be whatever serves me the best. So my wife and I we started pulling out a bunch of duplicate stuff, and then I started kind of consolidating some stuff, and I'll show you kind of what I mean. So steelbooks are one of my favorite things to collect. So I've got the same movie multiple times over different steelbooks, and then I have, say it's a Blu-ray steelbook. The movie never got released as a 4K steelbook, or it did, and I never grabbed the 4K steelbook. And I have in my collection a standard 4K. That happened enough so that I'm going to continue to consolidate. As an example, here is Into the Spider-Verse. So this was a Blu-ray steelbook, but in the collection I also had a standard case for a standard copy of the 4K for the same movie. And realistically, again, space is getting a little tighter. I don't need a Blu-ray version and a 4K version on the shelf when, like, the steelbook is the main one I would care about. So, digital copy falling. But these were the discs that were inside the 4K. They're actually super colorful and nice, and I think work better inside here. So, out of the standard case, into here, and then the discs that were in here went into the other case, and that stuff's going to get stored away. I'm not going to, as I consolidate some of this stuff, I'm not getting rid of any of it. I have a spot under my steps. It's like a little cubby area, and that stuff's going to go in there. So in the end, in the future, I ever wanted to sell it, give it away, whatever, I can kind of put everything back together. But right now, that took a movie off the shelf and consolidated it. So now I have the steelbook, which I like, in with the actual 4K. I was able to do this process with several different steelbooks, and I think I'm going to continue to do it with other steelbooks. Got it with Train to Busan, this Blu-ray steelbook. Was able to stick the 4K that I had, which was separate, inside here, and now I just store away the case for Train to Busan. Ad Astra, really like this movie, but this was a Blu-ray steelbook. I had a 4K copy into the Blu-ray steelbook. Now I've got one copy for the shelf. It's the 4K copy, which is my watching copy, and then I've got the steelbooks. I don't know about you guys. In general, when I'm going to watch a movie, I'm pulling it out based on, like, I want to watch the movie at that time. I'm never pulling it out based on, like, I want to watch the 4K now, or I want to watch the Blu-ray now, or anything like that. I'm generally just, I want to watch the movie. So having the 4K as my primary works. I almost never, if it's a combo pack with the Blu-ray and a 4K, I'm like never touching that Blu-ray, and except for the rare occasion of maybe like twice where the 4K has had an issue and I've used the Blu-ray copy at that point. I'm generally just using the best version disc. So that's kind of where my thought process is on this. I got this cool Argo set, picked this up at Big Lots for $5. Really cool set. It has the extended edition on Blu-ray. Instead, what I did was I took that extended edition Blu-ray, stuck it in the Argo 4K case, and now it's the Argo 4K, but it also has the same disc that comes with this, along with all of the goodies, and I don't need two versions of Argo sitting on the shelf. And then, Lady from Shanghai. This got a Kino Lorber Blu-ray, and then Paramount, I believe it is, or no, Sony, it's Sony, released a 4K themselves. I really, really liked the movie, so I had the Blu-ray, and then I wanted to upgrade to the 4K. Now I've got two versions on the shelf. I like collecting my Kino Lorber. I like Kino Lorber. I also want the 4K, so that's sitting over there. Now it is combined, so I was able to use a different 4K case. I've got the Kino Lorber Blu-ray, the Sony 4K, kept the Kino Lorber artwork, and it's going to go with the Kino Lorbers. I think that works. It's now one version. If I ever wanted to, for some reason, I can put them back together and separate them. But for right now, they work combined. I get to stick it with the Kino Lorbers. I've got a 4K. I've got the Kino disc. Got kind of a marriage of everything in that sense. So I'm really happy with that. And then even Paramount Presents. Paramount was notorious for this, where they'd release the Paramount Presents version and a blue or 4K separately, either at the same time, like Days of Thunder, or at different times, like Roman Holiday. We got a 4K later down the road. Well, I like to collect the Paramount Presents. I really like the Paramount Presents line, but I also want the 4K. So I was able to get another clear case that is a dual disc, and I get to keep the Paramount Presents Blu-ray and have the 4K disc for Roman Holiday and just put it with the Paramount Presents. Because again, I'm not going to my shelf and like, I want to watch the Blu-ray version, the 4K version. I'm going to have one version, Roman Holiday, sitting on the shelf, and it's got both the 4K and the Blu-ray, and it gets to sit with my Paramount Presents. Same thing with 48 Hours. So I did that with a chunk of movies right now. I'm going to see what other versions I can do that with in general to try to consolidate a little bit. I've got movies in my living room. I would like to try to transition into this room. So I would like to kind of cut things down a little bit space-wise. I'm still going to be buying like multiples of steelbooks and stuff because I really enjoy steelbooks a lot, and I enjoy nice premium like box sets and stuff like that. I like that stuff a lot. So I'm not going to stop with that stuff, but then it can help me kind of cut down some of these kind of standard studio stuff, trim that down a little bit. Something else I am exploring, and this would be feedback from you guys type of thing. Again, standard studio stuff, like the regular stuff coming from Paramount and Sony and WB and all of that stuff. It's a standard disc, nothing special about the packaging, nothing like that. They take up a lot of shelf space. Part of me, I love looking at my wall of movies, but I also have the wall of movies here and a wall of movies of the steelbooks and stuff like that. I can use some space. One of the things I was looking at, and again, all of this stuff can be undone. It's not like the end of the world or anything like that. I was looking at these things. I bought a pack of 25. Basically, this is by that Atlantic company. They make shelves that tons of other people that collect movies have. But it's got this insert thing that holds the disc, and then you can stick the artwork inside of it too. And it's this thin little plastic thing to hold the movie instead of the full case. And I'm not getting rid of the cases. I was just gonna, if I did something like this, if I actually stuck with this idea for the standard studio stuff, the cases would just get stored away at that point. Again, everything could be undone. I know sometimes people jump to the conclusion that you're just going to take everything and friggin' chuck it outside and you're ruining your resale value and yada, 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 and all this stuff could be undone. I'm just kind of exploring with ideas to try to, cut down some of the studio stuff in space. I really enjoy the boutiques, really enjoy my steelbooks and stuff, but the regular studio stuff, it's there for the purpose of watching. It's nothing spectacularly pretty about them. They're a utilitarian purpose is a disc with the movie to put it in and watch it. That's kind of their purpose. They've got no other purpose besides it's a disc with a movie on it. So if I could kind of consolidate down space. So I don't know if anyone else has utilized these before. I tried it with the 2-disc thing as well. This is a shout So this is going to go back into a regular case, but I just quickly grabbed this to try to test it out because it can hold up to 2 discs. So it's kind of neat. And I know there's the whole, it's a pouch and you're pulling it in and out and you could scratch it galore. I'm going to be honest though, tons of releases already put things in pouches. It's part of regular releases that you're buying now. And like, how often am I really, honestly pulling Wanted off the shelf to watch it? Sometimes I think we act like, you are pulling this in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out daily. And like, yeah, things would scratch up if you're going to do that. But like, I have the Wanted 4K and maybe I will watch this 3 or 4 times in my life. I'm being serious. Maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. I enjoyed the movie. I'm happy to have it for when I want to go watch it. But something like this and something like a lot of those other ones, I'm probably not pulling those off of the shelf every single other day or every week or every month to watch them. I've got like a giant room filled with thousands of movies, and no single movie here is just going to keep coming in and out, in and out, in and out. So I don't think worried on the scratching side of things. Maybe there might be people that are pulling them in and out that much. I'm realistically not. But is there other concerns on these that I'm not thinking about, I guess? Let me know thoughts if anyone has used these before. It seems, at least right now, they seem like they're pretty good. It's by a pretty known company. They're not chintzy. They seem pretty well made. I like that you get the full artwork and everything. You get everything that matters with this. And then I could just take the cases and put them in totes and put them under the steps, and that's it. I saved space. The plastic case doesn't really mean a whole lot. But yeah, just thoughts on that. I am going to keep with the consolidating stuff, though, with these, because that just works. It makes sense. So let me know thoughts. Let me know if anyone has done any of this before. That's about all I got. Sometimes you need to kind of look at the collection and think, how can I make some space? Because I collect a lot of different things. I'm not probably a chunk of people that watch me are just movies and movies only, and they don't dabble in anything else. I do though. I dabble in vintage toys, video games, trading cards, and posters, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I just happen to enjoy collecting as well. So all that stuff takes up space. It's all consumed space. But that is all I have for this rambly video. I'll see you in the next one.